This is not my phone because my phone is the PS system, and this phone will not let me take pictures. Okay.
Yeah, we came with right.
Just one. Wow, full house today.
Woo! Nice.
First of all, really thank you for coming to this panel for the last hour of the show. In fact, this is our first time, many of us, this is our first time in Toronto. For me, I came in 2017. So this is my second time. We're extremely happy to be back. So thank you for coming. Today we're going to do some drawings, and at the end of the hour, we'll be giving those away. You may just need to answer some very stupid questions. Yeah. So while we are drawing, I was expecting some kind of overhead projector to show you what I'm drawing. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any here. So I'm going to keep you occupied by you asking us some questions. Anything you want to know about us, things about industry, things about art. If you're an artist, if it's some burning art questions, feel free to ask them. Again, just try to keep us entertained, not the other way around. So we can keep drawing and then give you some artwork at the end of the event, all right? Yes, that's fast.
So, how did you guys get started? Was it like one person started the group, or was it the group? Was there already a group when you guys started?
Oh, right. So, long story. So, once upon a time, I was trying to build a studio, and build a studio that focused on entertainment artworks. So things like comic, games, movie, and animations. So with that in mind, I pulled my friend Kendrick to be my partner, and then we started building a studio. And after that, we invited Derek and Artgerm to be our team. So Derek was my senior artist, and Artgerm was my artist as well. So that's how we run the studio together. So the studio is called Imaginary Friends, but we are real friends. With real friendship. That's how we get started. I thought it's just fun to actually hang out with friends and work on things that we are passionate about. Unfortunately, it turned out to be much harder than we thought. Running a business as artists, yeah, we were not very good with that, but made some big mistake, and then we learned to be wiser. So here we are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look, before we start, let me start drawing first, because some of them may be a little slow. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm slow, right? I'm slow. Okay. So we're going to have some theme that going on with the sketch. The first one, we'll do something related to Spider-Verse. Anything related to Spider-Man-ish stuff? Is it okay? Yeah. All right. Oh, before we start, do you guys know who we are? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we are from Singapore. We travel 19 hours to Toronto. So some of us still having jet lag, like myself. So I'm half dead. So maybe the sketches will turn out to be better because of that, right? So, so we start drawing some stuff. Okay, do you guys want to name some character you want to draw? You want to draw? I'm going to draw Spider-Man. Okay.
Which
go.
one?
Which one?
Spider-Gwen.
The usual one. Okay.
Venom.
Yeah, you can draw Venom. It's ugly, but. How about you? Any idea?
I'll draw Silk.
Silk.
Yes.
Carnage. All right, so two pretty ones and two ugly ones. Okay, so I will be looking down, drawing. At the same time, anyone has any questions, just feel free to ask. Okay, yeah, sir, what's
Yeah,
up?
so like when you always like do your art over like 3 categories. So what is your favorite comic, anime, and video game?
Oh, wow. Why don't you answer one and then the rest of them answer the other one? My favorite manga, I would only say comic because I don't read comics. Sorry, yeah. I told DC and Marvel as well. So, my favorite manga is actually Feast of North Star. Yeah, old school. And of course, Slam Dunk.
Yes.
That's my favorite. How about you?
I also don't read comics. My favorite manga / anime is Haikyuu.
Thank you.
Sorry, what's the question?
Favorite game or
Favorite game?
favorite game? How about your
Favorite game for now, I
Yeah.
think it's Street Fighter 6. Character, okay.
Just game. Game first.
Sorry. Street Fighter 6, I think we've been playing quite a bit recently. But my all-time favorite, I think, is Elden Ring. Elden Ring is good.
My favorite game, in fact, the one I recently just finished, the PC version, is Ghost of Tsushima.
All right. Yeah. Hi. New school.
What inspired you to start drawing?
Because I can't do anything else. And I need to study, so naturally I want to do something that I'm motivated to do. So art is the number one thing I wanted to do. What else? Yeah, just basically do something that I can avoid working in the office. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah. How about you guys?
I think it's the same for all of us. Yeah, anything that we avoid taking tests and exams.
I think back then, the course that I studied, like they said there wasn't any exam at all for like the 4 years. And I was like, okay, that's the course I'm going. So it didn't start out like, I mean, I wanted to be an artist, but like that was
The main selling
yeah, the main selling point. Like when I was a teenager. When I got inside, then
What course was that?
digital media design. Yeah, actually, like we are all in the same.
Yeah, it's basically an animation course.
Yeah.
Do 2D and 3D animation.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Yeah.
My mother grew up in Singapore, actually,
Oh, cool.
and she told me about the merlion. Have you guys ever done a merlion piece?
I did one. It's quite interesting though. The photo, for those of you who do not know what lion is, she's just a stupid-looking lion statue with a fish tail, and that's not the mascot of Singapore, but people thought it is. But it keeps spitting out water. Yeah.
I think that's just a tourist bait. So we don't really, as Singaporeans, we do not really relate to the Merlion that much.
Yeah, so you see some of the tourist photos, they always like, the lines like spitting out water, they'll do that. So, yeah, I did one, I drew one on Supergirl. So the Supergirl is sitting on the Merlion. In Singapore, the short form of Singapore is SG. Supergirl is also SG.
Because of oh yeah, sorry to spill the beans.
All right, yeah.
So you guys were able to avoid office work, but could you avoid the Singapore military service?
No. Anyone? You?
No.
You? Okay, yeah, so
Can't be avoided.
To be honest, it was hard when you go through the Singapore National Service, which is a 2 years program that every male in Singapore need to go through. But every time when a bunch of friends gather together, we always talk about army life. It's just fun to talk about it. It's not fun to go through it.
therefore we recommend everyone to go through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Do you guys have a favorite character you like to draw? Like
To be
other
honest,
than
for-
your like OC, I know you really like Pepper's really cool.
Yeah, so besides my OC, I think my favorite will be Supergirl.
Oh.
I remember back then I was watching Supergirl, the TV series, with my wife at night. So we fell in love with the character, and I decided to talk to DC and ask them for cover run. That's how I did the cover run for Supergirl. Because of that. Yeah. How about you guys? Any-
Yeah, so for me it's Harley Quinn. Yeah, so I'm fortunate enough to do a cover run on Harley Quinn. So like that was kind of like a dream come true for me. Yeah. So it's my favorite series to work on because it's always fun to explore like what she can do because she's like kind of crazy, right? And the possibilities of the creative aspects is always there.
Yeah, she's really fun to talk to.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
What is perhaps the strangest commission or the weirdest commission that anyone's ever asked you to do?
I got a good one.
Okay, please.
Jason Statham from the Mac.
I don't even know what's that.
In his diving suit.
Jason Statham.
That was a great one.
I got one, My Little Pony. Fluttershy, I guess. Yeah, but it was in a human form, alright? So it's not too bad. I just Smurf it. The Smurf, the chick.
I didn't get any weird commissions, but I had a weird remark for Ben Parker. So I just drew a tombstone.
That's a good one.
Yes? Yes, sir?
Yeah, do you prefer like working traditionally or digitally when it comes to like both like the drawing and the coloring process?
Yeah, I'm an old school guy, so I started drawing with traditional medium. But as soon as I get hold of a digital tablet, I switched to digital all the way. And only in the recent years, when I started going to conventions and people start asking me for commissions, that's how I started to pick up traditional medium again with copy markers. Personally, I like both. When I'm working on too many digital pieces, I'll take some time to draw some traditional pieces as a digital detox. Yeah, I like both. Do you? Okay, keep drawing yours. I'm done. Okay. Ask me questions here. Yes, hi, yes.
How did you guys all break into the comic book industry?
Interesting.
Connections, as in we know Artgerm.
True, yeah. I think back then when I was very active on DeviantArt, I started drawing a lot of fan art, including superheroes. So I was drawing Batman and other superheroes before working with DC. I think one day DC editor saw my work on DeviantArt and he was interested to work with me. That's how we got together and he started working with me. So it was because of the fan art that I did. Yeah. To be honest, at this moment, I still feel like I'm drawing fan art for DC. Just that I got paid. Yeah, pretty much that. Hi. You?
I wanted to ask what your favorite material to draw with is.
As in digitally or traditionally?
Traditional.
Traditionally, I'm using brush pen, as you can see, and Copic markers. Things that I can bring to convention easier. But personally, when I'm in studio, I do work on charcoal as well. Yeah. And the one behind? Yes.
Being an artist professionally, what is your preferred method of coping with long-term burnout?
Or could be a long term. I've never had burnout. Only have the lack of time to draw. That's my main problem. But, well, that basically two kind of burnout. By the way, I'm done. So basically, there are two kind of burnout. One is you get burnout. Some people use art block, things that you. Basically, there are two kinds. The first kind is that you know what to draw, you just can't draw it. The second one is you have no idea what to draw. Okay? Have you had any kind of burnout like this before? Yeah. So if you're the first kind who know what to draw but you can't draw it, most of the time it's a foundational issue. That means that you are sometimes when you're scrolling the social media and you encounter some really nice work and you were telling yourself, man, I can do this. And then you start trying, it didn't work. Most likely it's because that you set the expectation too high and you don't have the ability or skill to make it happen. So just grind the fundamentals. The second one is that you have no idea what to draw. And that's usually because that if you're the kind of artist who sit down and think about what to draw, most of the time you have no idea. So it's much more important or useful to collect ideas on a daily basis. That means have a sketchbook with you all the time when you're on the train, on the bus. When you think of some interesting idea, just do a little thumbnails or just write it down. So you will always have this idea book. So whenever you're ready to draw something, just open it up and see what's interesting to you. Yeah. But in any case, if you're stuck in this art block or whatever, I would advise you don't stop drawing, but go back to draw something that's so simple you don't even need to think about it. Yeah. To get your engine started again. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, as you said before, that none of you really wanted to work in an office environment, but what I'm curious about, how many hours a day do you spend working on your craft?
I've been drawing for 30 over years. Usually I draw 8 hours a day. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. I've seen some like live streams of you like in a classroom like teaching and stuff like that. What's like the most rewarding part of teaching? Like the new generation?
Seeing my students grow, I think that's the most rewarding part. It's like you're just imparting a little bit of yourself to the life and make a difference to the life. I think that's very, very rewarding. Especially in the current climate that when artists are facing a lot of obstacles like AI and stuff, I think it's very important to continue to be the role model. And myself and Kendrick are both teachers, so we teach our students. And I think it's important for them to see the value of human creations and continue to grind, and knowing that it's not an easy journey, but once you get there, it'll be extremely rewarding. Yes, the one with the cat.
Yes. This question is for Kendrick.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I was playing a video game called Dota, and every time I played, I would see your artwork when the game was loading. And I remember how visually stunning your artwork was, depicting these characters that I was playing. So with that said, how did you land that gig? And did you have a hand in the creation of your in-game character, Kanka?
Yeah, because so obviously I was playing the game as well. I was super into the game. And then back then it was just a community mod. Alright, it wasn't by Valve yet. So one day I just sent my artwork to Ice Frog, who is the developer, and he decided to use my art for the loading screen. And then we developed a working relationship from there. So I came out with a few loading screens, while that game lasted. And then the character name after me was kind of like a tribute, you know. So back then there were many characters and items that were just named after the community contributors. Yeah, so I was one of those. And I had nothing to do with the character, how they designed the character. It was just like, what's the next new character? Okay, that will be named after me. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for the question. Yeah.
Hi.
Drawing for as long and often as you do, how do you prevent yourself from injury and hurting yourself?
That's very important. Firstly, your drawing posture need to be good. The way we hold the pen need to be good as well. When I say good means usually we hold the pen this way. For me, some of you hold the pen this way, both are still okay. There was once I encountered a student which he holds the pen like this, a digital tablet this way, and he's pointing inward when he draw. That was on the first day of the school. I saw him draw this way. I said, oh my God, can you change it? No, I don't think you can. So in 3 months' time, he had major injury and have to opt out from school. So, but usually I would advise students to take 5 minutes break every hour. But it's very difficult for artists because when you're in the zone, it's kind of hard to stop, right? So you need an alarm clock or some kind of stopwatch to remind you to take break. Yeah, stretch a little bit because you have only 1 arm. You can't respond. So yeah, take care of yourself. Yeah. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So I work at a comic shop, so I see so many beautiful covers come in like every single week,
Yeah.
and I always notice the visually striking art. How do you even begin by conceptualizing the covers?
I can only speak for myself, but maybe to one of them. Because I don't really read comics, so I do not carry the baggage of the character. So I can try to interpret it the way I like it. Of course, I do read up a little bit about what they are about. But being in Asia and grow up with anime influence, they somehow also give us some different angle to present the character that's not very common in the Western world. I think that's that. For us, all 4 of us are variant cover artists. So variant cover artists don't really care about the storyline. We just need to draw something pretty to sell the book. So that's why we can go out and do whatever we like. I think that helps a lot.
Hi. So my question is a follow-up to a question a few questions back. So I was hoping you could each talk about your first published comic book work, what that was, and what the experience was.
I'll talk about mine first. My first one should be a Warhammer cover.
So far back.
Yeah, it's a Warhammer fantasy book. No hot chicks. It's just Warhammer. That was my first cover. Yeah. What was yours?
My first cover was Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, but it was a retailer exclusive done for Unknown Comic Books. Experience-wise, I thought I made it, but no, joking. Jokes aside, more like very mind blown by the experience. But yeah, because before that I was looking at what they were all doing, and like to be a part of them now, it's like dream come true, I guess. Yeah.
Kendrick.
I mean, if Stan's is Warhammer, then I guess mine is Warhammer too. But because that was actually a studio kind of project, where we were still still as a functioning Imaginary Friends Studios, and taking work from clients. So that was it's Warhammer for me as well.
For me, it's
Flash.
Yeah, Flash. That's my first cover for comic. Actually, it was G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I think even before that, we had a coloring job for G.I. Joe comic.
That's our first comic project. Not cover project, but comic.
Yeah, comic.
All right, we are done. Okay, so let's see. All right, put it up. Round two. Round two, we are going to do Street Fighter.
Yes.
Yes.
Please. Yes. Street Fighter.
Okay, I'm going to do Chun-Li. You?
do Cammy.
Cammy.
No idea.
Yeah, do jewelry.
Wait, you do jewelry, you do Cammy. Okay, Cammy.
Okay, sure.
Jewelry.
Who else?
Thank you. Aki Honda.
Blanca. Aki.
Poison.
Yeah, poison also can.
Street Fighter.
Manon.
Poison.
Poison. Okay. All right. Yeah, keep asking questions. Okay. That's fine.
So when you do variant covers for using artwork, do you get submitted to them? Do they get reject or suggest any other?
We are okay. The question is like, do we get a lot of rejections or redo or edits, right? We came from the game development world, so we did a lot of game development and also advertising stuff. Those are the difficult clients to work with because they're multi-round of changes, minimum 10 to 20 rounds of changes. And when we started working with comic, I was so amazed. I sent the sketch, one. And the editor said, nice. Finish it. And I finish it, I submit it. The editor said, nice. No, usually it should be nice, but. There was no but. I was so shocked, I was waiting for a long time. Come on, keep telling me. But there was no but, no changes. So comic is one of the easiest projects to work with. Yeah, so no complaint at all. I mean, of course, sometimes you do get some edits, but the edits are really minimal.
Major.
Yeah.
Like because we are also from games, right? So usually they have very stringent style guides and also what you can do, what you cannot do, what they want to see, what kind of lighting, what kind of colors. It's really strict. So working on comics is super creative. It's the liberty is all yours. So I'm not used to it when I started. I keep asking the editor, hey, what do you want me to draw? How you want me to draw it? And they say, huh? Just draw it. I can't compute it because to me it's huh? This freedom, is it real? So it's like that. So after a few years of working on comics, right? Then there was one time I thought to myself, why not I just take a game project, just for fun. And then I took one splash art, and oh my god, it's
for Mobile Legends.
I did a splash art for Mobile Legends, and then I realized how difficult it was.
See how many times.
Yeah. So the edits that I did was almost 21 times, and it's changes in lighting, changes in color, changes in pose. So I say they'll say oh, the lighting, I think this is better, and then they suggest a new lighting setup for me, and then I thought, okay, then I did, and then next day they say, I show it to another person, they say, this color will be better. Then I said, okay, so I changed to another color, and then that happened 21 times. So after that, I told myself okay, I think it's really too crazy, comics is really really good for creatives. Yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah.
I mean, having said that, you really need to earn the trust. When we're first starting out, usually editors will request for at least 3 sketches. Then they'll pick one. Usually they pick the one they don't like. Right? Usually, right? But as we progress, as the sales of our books start to get better and they have more confidence in what we are doing, nowadays maybe just one sketch. For me, sometimes just so lazy, I just submit the final work. Nah, this is it.
Only you can do it. Only he can do it, not us.
We're still submitting 3 sketches. He's the only one.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, you need to earn that. Okay, hi.
What aspect of each other's art do you admire the most?
Yes, and what do you admire about my work?
I do. No, do you know what? Actually, I just enjoy the fact that we can travel together as a team, working on the same industry, doing covers, and talking about comics, games, and all the fun stuff. I think to me that's the most rewarding part. Hi.
Yeah, so as friends, how do you balance running a business and also being friends when it comes to making tough decisions for like the future projects you want?
Very cool. Firstly, they don't work for me. I'm not their boss. Yeah, I used to be, but not anymore. But so now we're working just as a collective. You can say that. So they take care of their own business. If they have no project, that's not my problem. All right. So I'll try to help. So there's no such issue. I think there's some mutual respect that each artist is unique. There's certain things that they can do. I can't be him, and HK cannot be me as well. So we need to respect that and enjoy each other's creation. Of course, at the same time, you need to be transparent and honest enough when there are critics involved. We can freely talk to each other about how you can improve your art. I think that's also, the trust must be there.
Is that a choice that being so recognizable on the shelf? Is that
Is there a choice?
Yeah, you know, you work your style to be unique, to be so people can recognize you and.
Oh, I never asked myself that question. Wherever I draw, because I just love to draw and present the art in that style. But at the same time, there's always chance for me to change things up, to try different style to present the work in a different way. For example, for those of you who collect my covers, one of my recent cover for Harley Quinn, black, white, red, that was fully inspired by Persona 5, the game. Yeah, so that was the main reason why I accepted that project, because when they told me that you're going to draw Harley Quinn in black, white, red, the first image comes to mind is Persona, easy. So the influence from game also helped me present my art in a slightly different way. Okay, how about you? Yes.
Is there an old comic artist in America that you maybe looked up to before you became your own comic artist?
All right. Any idol? Sam?
Well, Adam Hugh.
Adam Hugh.
Yeah, one of them. Travis Jerez. Who else? Joe Man. Yeah. Joe Man is like one of the early inspiration for me. Yeah.
For the rest Mobius.
Let's see, you have one.
Only one.
You didn't talk about your experience meeting
No.
Joe Man?
Embarrassing.
Yeah, he was. How about you?
Old artist inspiration would be Artgerm.
Thanks.
Honestly, I guess along the lines of what Derek said, but ultimately I think I still am getting a lot of inspiration from Stan himself. Also these days I look more at what modern artists are creating, like Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez, and Simone Di Meo. Those are the idols for me. Yeah.
Nice.
How do you choose colors, and are there specific colors that you stick to, that you have favorites of?
I don't choose color in the way that you may describe. I only think about a color. Usually I think about the scenario. Based on the scenario, I think about the lighting setup. So usually I like to take photos. So whenever I think about art, I think of it like a photographer. Like, if I have this scenario in front of me, how will I take a photo with? What kind of lighting setup will I choose? Which environment will I put these characters in? And what time of the day will I choose? And then consider some other extra energy, aura, and special effects. How will I position those? So I think of it in that term. Once I decided, then I will know what kind of color to present that way. How about you then? Do you have any?
I mean, that's actually how we think of colors. It has to do with the environment, because fade warm or it goes cool. So all that affects the color choices. Other than that, color wise, I mean, we have to follow the costume colors of character. So all we can control is actually the mood, like mostly what stands in.
Yeah. Hi.
How did you get the name Artgerm?
Oh, stupid name, right? Yeah, I always wanted my art to be see, I'm joking. Inspirational. When I hope that people look at my work, they'll get inspired, they'll get infected to draw. So that's why I call myself Artgerm. To be honest, it's really a stupid name. But the cool thing about name is that once you get to a certain popularity or fame, I guess, it starts to sound cool. So, yeah, so that's the main reason. Yeah, many people still think of my name as Artgerm, spelled as G-E-M, Artgerm. I think that's very, very egoistic. But yeah, I'm more like a germ, a little bit. Small thing. Yeah. Yes?
What's the shortest turnaround time you've been given on a cover assignment?
Tomorrow? Yeah, sometimes you really have to take some last minute project, especially when some of the artists bailed out and the editor have to find somebody else to replace. I used to do those rescue mission from editors, but they don't come too often. And so in terms of need, if you can do that for them, they will be really grateful and things will get smoother down the road. But shortest turnaround is a day. Yeah. Hi, the one in the back.
What kind of warm-ups do you do before you start on your project or studio?
Street Fighter?
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Yeah, we do some gaming before we start, and yeah. But to be honest, we don't really need to warm up. We train so often, we are fully warmed up all the time. Yeah.
What's your rank in Rocket League?
We just
noob.
play now.
Yeah, we are noobs. We try to trash each other and that's it. Yeah. Very self-control.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Who's the best?
Kendrick. Yeah. Who do you mean, Kendrick?
Honda, I'm sorry.
Honda, the fat dude. Okay. Although I love Chun-Li, I play Zangief. Zangief is my main since Street Fighter 2. Yeah. How about you? Who do you play?
I play Ryu.
Yes.
Yeah, Ryu.
Oh,
It's sturdy.
I understand. I understand. Hi. Hi.
How would you describe how you usually draw your lighting?
Draw my light?
Like the lighting on the character.
Oh. How do I usually plan for my lighting? Well, let's say I draw a Supergirl, then I would think about Supergirl as a more cheerful, friendly kind of Supergirl next door kind of look. So I will make sure that she's under a blue sunny sky with light shining on her and she's smiling and enjoy the wind. She doesn't like it.
When you're doing covers, how do you know when you're done, when to stop?
Oh, when to stop? When the deadline is here, you need to stop. That's the easiest thing to do. Otherwise, I mean, you can go on and on with your art. But students ask me the question as well, so usually I tell them, if you realize that if you put another stroke on the piece of work and it's no longer make any more difference, or it start to get worse, maybe you should stop. But the cool thing is that sometimes you think that you are done with this art. Maybe a few weeks later or a few years later when you look back at it, there's a lot more can be done. That's how you level up. But at that moment, maybe that was the best you can do, then you should stop. Yes?
Do you guys have any favorite Asian dramas?
You mean Korean drama?
Korean, Chinese, DVD, CCTV?
Do I?
Do you watch?
I watch Korean drama because my wife is a Korean drama freak. So, yeah, so she took over my TV all the time. So I have no choice. But I don't have any favorite drama. Hi, the one in the back.
What's your favorite food?
Your favorite what?
Food.
Asian. Isn't that lame? You may not know, but every time I go to any conventions, the first thing I do is to search around my hotel. Is there any Asian food? That's the only thing I eat. Yeah. Fortunately, in Toronto, there are a lot of Asian food, so I'm good. That's why I'm coming back. How are you? Yeah.
I like Japanese food, sushi, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Just steak.
Kendra is a keto guy, right? So he just eat proteins and nothing else. Yeah.
Japanese food too, man, all day long.
Hi.
Have you ever had any negative experiences working with any of the publishers? Or is there any publisher you wouldn't work with?
Getting us in trouble.
Oh, that's no, they're all good. I won't say publisher per se. I mean, personally, I don't encounter that personally, but I really don't like those homage cover. I was a victim for a lot of homage covers. Usually you homage someone that is like a few decades old, those like hero in the last generations, but many people like to homage my cover by copying my art and make them naked and try to sell them and use my name to sell them because they said that's Artgerm homage. So they use my name and then sell those stuff. I don't like those stuff. Yeah, so try to avoid. Anyone has any?
No, everything's fine.
Do you have any plans to doing some permanent exposition somewhere or?
Like, what do you mean? You make exhibition?
Yeah, yes, or exhibition, a permanent exhibition somewhere or?
We are not there yet. No, I don't think we are at that level. Hopefully one day somebody will do it on our behalf. Do it myself, it feels weird. A little bit egoistic.
Kind of like bouncing off the whole homage cover thing is like what's a popular trend on social media is often like people like artists will say like draw us in your own style, do the DTIYS challenge and asking other people to like recreate something they did in their style. Did you ever consider doing that?
I did that.
Oh, you did?
Back in the day when draw in your style is not even a thing. I used my OC, my original character called Pepper, and I did draw in your style challenge for the DeviantArt people on DeviantArt. And within 1 month, I have 1,005 entries. Yeah, and then I selected 100 of them and compiled them into an art book. Yeah. So, yeah, that's way back.
Maybe do it again sometime?
Yeah, I can think about that. Yeah, sure. Anyway, hi.
What's the character that you haven't drawn a cover of that you would most want to draw a cover of?
If you haven't drawn, that means it's not worth my time. No, but usually for me, right, I try not to draw characters with full masks on. So it's really hard for me to draw a Spider-Man. Hard is not because it's technically hard. It's just hard because it's boring hard. That means I can't play with my style much, but I still draw one. So the many character I draw it once and be done with it, don't ask me again, kind of cover. So Spider-Man was one of those. Yeah. Other than that, not really. Currently, I'm working on, should I say it? Yeah, I say it. Working on a Jubilee cover. I've not done Jubilee before. So I wanted to do one, and that's a new one. That's a new Marvel hero, which is based on Singapore. It's called cheetah. I think it's a mutant. Yeah, so I saw that, I said, well, that's cool, I'm a Singaporean, I think I should draw one. So I asked Marvel to ask me to draw a cover. Yeah, so. Any character you wanted to draw and never drawn?
Stand 10 minutes to 7.
All right.
Thanks for the pressure.
All right, no. Yeah.
No.
Artgerm is too fire.
Oh, chicks are
I
too
know,
hot.
right?
How fast are you drawing?
At least I'm not
Are we safe? All the hot girls and hot guys, please leave the room. All right, cool. All right. All right.
Yeah, what?
Any more questions before I? Yes.
You mentioned how you guys mostly read like manga and stuff. Is there any of that, any particular manga that's inspired into your art, or you've kind of like been inspired by, or one of the?
Yeah. Yes. Besides Feast of North Star, that was my childhood favorite. I think generally the Japanese influence is really strong in our work. Especially how they tell the story. We really like the Japanese way of telling story in a slow pace. That means before you shoot the basketball, you have to flash back 20 years ago, then come back, and the bus keeps traveling, and the next person will flash back another 20 years. We can't like that, rather than comic, which is a lot more fast paced. It's getting worse.
Your hearing is being investigated. We apologize for any inconvenience. Please stand by for further instructions.
Alrighty, so shall we take this away?
Attention. May I have your attention, please? The alarm your hearing is being investigated. We apologize for any inconvenience. Please stand by for further instructions.
Okay.
Attention. May I have your attention, please? The alarm your hearing is being investigated. We apologize for any inconvenience. Please stand by for further instructions.
Make it more challenging to answer, right? Come ask. You're going to give your carnage away?
Yep, so carnage.
Okay, what's the question?